Well, ladies and gentlemen, so today we're going to be tackling 7th Lord in the 7th house and what happens when 7th Lord or the planet that controls your 7th house is sitting in the 7th house. Well, and before we even get started on this, I'm telling you, today is a crazy day because usually at this time, the entire United States is starting to pay their taxes, and now today was my turn to pay my taxes, and then boy, I'm telling you, nothing can ever prepare you during tax time as a business person. You know, when you have your own business and you pay taxes, woo! It's like a chili, like taking all the chili right up your ass. So, anyway, 7th Lord in the 7th house. And by the way, if you do not know where your 7th Lord is placed and where, all your Lord through houses are placed, for that, check out the links below. Check out my books, Astrology, Conjunction, and Aspects of the Speed of Light, including my full astrological report that will tell you which Lord is in which house, okay? I kind of need that now. I'm just laughing. I'm laughing. So, when you have 7th Lord in the 7th house, what this shows is that, first of all, 7th house is a house of marriage, house of partnership, house of legal partnerships, how you deal with other people. It's everybody besides your family who you meet with, who you deal with. Like I'm interacting with you here through YouTube. That means I'm dealing with my 7th house people. And that's what it is. So when 7th Lord is in the 7th house, shows that you want somebody, especially as a life partner, as a spouse, who is very diplomatic, very business-minded, very open to opinions to other people, loves meeting other people. At the same time, somebody who will become your business partner. You want somebody who you can go in business with and you can do some sort of a business, And 7th Lord also represents that you want a partner, you want a spouse who has passion to meet many people, who has a passion to meet other people, who is always open to, new relationships. These are the kind of people who want someone to kind of have a lot of social, network, a lot of social events happening. And usually this person kind of loves having somebody who's kind of expert in legal dealings and business dealings, because 7th house is about legal contracts. Somebody who knows how to make legal contracts, work with legal contracts. So usually these people kind of prefer lawyers to be with. Somebody who knows how to wheel and deal in business world. Businessman, whether it's a man or woman, they prefer somebody who knows how to manage money, who knows what they're doing in terms of, creating the relationships and creating business through that. But depending upon what planet is controlling this house and sitting in its own house, will give you that kind of a, relationship partner, business partner, or spouse. So let's discuss that. So let's say if Sun controls your 7th house and Sun is sitting in the 7th house, what this shows is that you get a partner who's very egoistic, very confident, very self-aware of themselves and have a high self-esteem. And what happens is, because Sun in anybody's chart represents their own ego, their own self-esteem, their own confidence, it shows that your confidence really gets developed by interaction of other people. The people that you meet outside of your family develop your interaction, develop your, confidence, develop your ego with people. They develop your personality because Sun is your personality as well. And since Sun represents a father, shows that father kind of has a say in your marriage. The kind of partner you pick in life is either like your father, or the opinion on father is there to give, or father-like figure if you do not have a father. Let's say Moon controls your 7th house, and Moon is in the 7th house, shows that you want a partner who can emotionally nurture you, who can be there emotionally for you, who can give you the nourishment like a mother. You want a spouse who's quite feminine, who knows your needs, what your needs are. You interact with people who are very mother-like. You come across people who develop your peace of mind and mindset. The way you think is now being developed through other people. Not through the subconscious mind, not through family, not through mother herself, not through children or friends. It's happening through strange people that you meet. And when you interact with strange people, somehow your mind develops, your thinking pattern develops, your emotional self, the way you are able to nurture other people or people in your family, is developed by observing other people. Let's say if Mercury controls your seventh house, Mercury sits in the seventh house, shows that you want a partner who is very communicative with you, who can perhaps improve your speech, who may actually improve your business skills and helps you develop business. You want somebody who is very good with numbers, who is very good with out there and mingling with people and being very social with people, because that's what Mercury is. You want somebody who's like this chatterbox, who is able to just enhance your intellect, who is able to enhance your ability to think, about different things in life. And Mercury here, because Mercury also represents communication, education, writing, shows that you want somebody to be street smart. You want somebody who knows the education of the world, of the streets, dealing with from good people to bad people. You no longer care for finding somebody who's emotionally attached to you. You want somebody who's intellectually attached to you. Let's say Venus controls your seventh house. Venus sits in the seventh house, shows you want a partner to be very feminine. You want your partner to be beautiful. You want your partner to be creative. And you want your partner to enhance your creativity. You want a partner who can enhance your image into the world. Because Venus is this princess who sits in front of the mirror, adores herself, looks at herself. But now that Venus is looking at a reflection, it says that, hey, I want a partner who can enhance my image. You may be butt-ass ugly looking with no teeth. But if you have $1 billion, you marry a supermodel, hell, your image is going to go up, ain't it? So that's what Venus does here. You want somebody who's not only beautiful and bring all the luxury in life, enhances the creativity within you, but you want them to be creative themselves. And you want them to somehow bring a lot of wealth to you. Because Venus is also wealth. Because Venus represents currency. Jupiter represents money and finance in general. If this remote was to become money tomorrow or something of value, Jupiter will become the significator of this. But it's not hard, cold cash. Venus represents currency, things that are bought and sold with something. Let's say if Mars controls your seventh house, Mars sits in the seventh house, shows there's going to be a lot of power struggle between you and your spouse. There's going to be a lot of passion between you and your spouse. As much as you fight, the more good you will be in bed. You want somebody who's aggressive, somebody who goes out and fights for you, somebody who goes out and becomes this macho person. Whether it's a man or woman, a man would prefer a woman who can hold her own, who can go out there and shatter people, no matter if he's there or not. And the thing is, though, because of the fact Mars is a very sensitive planet in terms of its good nature and bad nature, if you are born in the hora of the sun, as in your ascendant is born in the hora of the sun, I've made a video on it, so go watch it. Mars will do good. Your spouse will help you. Your spouse will elevate your strength and your self-esteem and your willpower into the world. But if you're born in the hora of the moon and Mars is sitting in the seventh house, there will be power struggles. There will be a lot of physical fighting. But at the same time, it's kind of like a yin-yang thing with Mars for moon hora people, is that Mars here can give tremendous amount of sexual partner. Like if you love sex, that's the partner for you. Because the more you fight with them, the more your sexual energy will come out. And that's what this Mars does. Let's say if Jupiter controls your seventh house, what happens when Jupiter is sitting in the seventh house? If Jupiter is sitting in the seventh house as a ruler of the seventh house, shows that your intelligence, your morals, your philosophical beliefs in this world is not developed by your own sake. It is only on the dependency of other people. You are relying on your business partner, your spouse, or the strange people to come across you to kind of give you the education about spirituality, philosophy, and how to live a moral, full life. You on yourself are like oblivion to it. You're like, if I don't have interaction with other people, I might just be the most immoral person. But Jupiter here is kind of like does the negative and positive. Positive is that, okay, it's in its own sign. It's strong. And it's bringing you guru type people. It's bringing you teacher like people in your life. Your spouse will be this guru and teacher for you. But the thing about it is, the negative side is that you're relying on your spouse for them to teach you morals. You're relying on your spouse to teach you the higher philosophical side of life. You're not able to see that on your own. You need other people to teach you. Now, I know that's the case in the world where you're going to school and you're learning things and you're developing things. But what the problem here is that you want people to tell you that, hey, this is right and wrong. Like if somebody tells you, here I am cutting a watermelon. They show you a picture in school, and the next they show you a picture of a butcher cutting the meat. It's you who will decide which one is a more better and moral picture, right? But with people in the 7th house with Jupiter, what happens is they're like, well, I'm not sure. Okay, he's cutting a meat, but then he's cutting a watermelon. They're both living things. So I don't know what to pick. And then the teacher has to come in and say, no, this is the moral picture. Watermelon is something that nature has given you to eat. With the meat cutter, you're taking life of somebody. Or like, oh, okay. So see what the problem comes in. However, you get a spouse who actually expands your horizon for the positive. You know, the hell with if you can't learn on your own. At least you're learning the good things from your spouse or people who are your business partner and other people. So either way, you develop the right personality. Your spouse brings in a lot of finance. They enhance your finance. In business, they will bring a lot of luck to you as far as finance is concerned. Now, again, if you are born in the hora of the moon, this Jupiter can actually harm you. If you're born in the hora of the sun, this Jupiter will really give you the spouse that I'm describing. Okay? Let's say if Saturn controls your 7th house, Saturn sits in the 7th house. And what happens is, if Saturn is in its Mool Trikon sign of Aquarius, Saturn will give you a timely marriage. Saturn will, give you a very mature spouse, but yet will give you a spouse from very struggling family. Let's say if Saturn in its own sign of Capricorn shows that your marriage will be delayed. Your marriage will be all about status. It'll be all about business. You want a person who's mature in age with you, who's able to bring stability into your life, stability as in income, finance, and status. You don't really care for the emotional part in marriage. What you care for is that, are they enhancing my status in life? Because Capricorn is a sign of status. Remember, it originally controls the 10th house of the zodiac belt. 10th house is all about your status. 10th house is not really career if you really look at it. It's your status. It's how your reputation is into the world. And so now you want to interact with people who will take you into the authoritative side of life. And Saturn here, kind of brings the reality of marriage. You kind of learn that business partnership or marriage are not all fun and games. There's ups and downs. There is bumpy roads. And so this person is actually the best one when it comes to sustaining a married life. Because these people get a dose of reality from early on in age. And when they get married in their late 20s or 30s, they're like, you know what? I knew what marriage is going to be. Because I've experienced it in small relationships and breakups and whatnot. That marriage is this, not just like a honeymoon phase that boyfriend girlfriends go through. So it's a good thing. And since Saturn is a slow-moving planet, it prolongs everything. So if you get married, and if you get married late, you'll pretty much last that whole marriage out, okay? Unless there's some negative aspects or conjunctions there. So guys, this was my analysis of the 7th Lord in the 7th house. If you're new to my channel, subscribe below. And again, if you want to know where your 7th Lord is placed and where your other Lord through houses are, your conjunction and aspects, for that, check out the links here and check out my full astrological report, including my book, Astrology, Conjunction, and Aspects at the Speed of Light. Otherwise, we'll see you this weekend with some cool video, or we'll continue our series from Monday on 7th Lord in the 8th house.